Well, no point for guessing who my artist of the week is. And I wish I interviewed him before he got married. Welcome, Asiri. I wish I interviewed you before you got married. I'm wondering how interesting that conversation would have been.
No. It was a conversation I avoided. So
Really, why?
Because it's not easy now for a full grown man to be walking around with full tank. So it's not. So people, you will just be banter material. So I had to. I didn't let it out till I got married. So
it reminds me of one lady I met, years ago. Said, and the Bible says, "All things are passed away." Now that was the virginity I lost is passed away. Once I became born again, I'm now a virgin.
Yes, so
I say
spiritually.
Thanks for joining us again.
Welcome.
You were conspicuously unavailable last week, perhaps because you were out of town.
Yes.
What happened?
So you want me to explain myself on live TV? Okay, I don't used to lie now. I will tell the truth.
But I know that you've been taking, trips out all over, in different parts of the world.
I had a show. I had a gig. So because I saw that when that man said gig, you didn't understand. I know you're old school. Yeah.
No, I know gig.
Gig meaning, but you.
There is. I just needed clarity. I'm a journalist.
That is terabyte.
Yes. Because you and Arole, that's what you people used to do.
Yeah, gigabyte.
So
I had a gig in Washington D.C. and Maryland. So I was in a different time.
Ikeja. Oh, sorry, Maryland.
Yes. So I was supposed to join. I would not lie. We just finished lifestyle session. When I finished my show, it was 4 a.m. US time. I said I could hold on till 6 a.m. because it was supposed to be 6 a.m. US time, 11 a.m. So I was saying I will hold on so that I can join the interview. I saw that I woke up to 10. So I apologize.
You didn't sleep. You just sat down there and just waiting for time to pass.
The nature betrayed me.
Anyway, since you were talking about the previous conversation, they say that first of all, what do you make of that lifestyle fitness habit thing? Must have been a little scary.
It's scary, but it's our reality. So like what you said, like what works for me, and you mentioned it already. So I input movement to every bit of my life. So when I'm on a long call, I'm not on a spot. So if you're on a 40-minute call, it's your opportunity to walk without you knowing. Before you know, you've counted steps. Then I go to the gym too. So once in a while, I go to the gym thrice a week. Then recently, I picked up boxing. I picked up boxing. Not for the sake of defense. It's good cardio. So it's helping me lose weight. So as I am now, I need to drop at least 4 more kg. No, 5 kg.
Who told you?
I'm over. I'm watching it now. I'm overweight now. I'm overweight. I'm overweight by excess of 5 kilo, and I can give you.
No, thank you. How's it been, really? It's been a while since you were here.
Yeah, I've been busy. You used to ask us what are we working on. So I've had projects. I've been touring. I've been on tour, doing shows in the US, in Europe, and then planning for the big one in a hotel next month. I don't need your opinion.
Tell me about the rebranding. It seems that you did some kind of rebranding for Asiri.
Well, if you call it rebranding, I was just evolving, so people counted it as rebranding. I just got to a point where I listened to the people, so I tweaked my style and my message to the demands of times. So it's not a deliberate thing. It's just me switching to what the market is saying.
And how has that been?
Yeah, it's been great, challenging. Every time you need to become something else, you have to now bring in new discipline. You understand? So now I do more of. I appeal more to corporate elitists. Yes, I've been doing that before, but now it's more deliberate. Then I have my inspirational side. So everything. But for once, I've gotten to a point where all my skills they found a common point. So before, it's always, is he doing comedy? Is he inspiring us? But now, even when I'm doing comedy, the inspiration is there. When I'm doing inspiration, the comedy is there. I've been able to sync all that parts, and so I think that's my greatest win in recent times.
Oh, that's interesting. The industry is growing, expanding, evolving.
Yes, sir.
Itself. Is there any cause for concern? Because when the Nigerian music space was not as big as it is now, there wasn't as much concern as we have now, because it would seem like the higher you grow, the higher the devils.
Yes.
So now with the industry growing, at least your sector of the industry, the entertainment industry, your comedy sector, as it is growing, what are the concerns you would have as an industry stakeholder?
Yeah, my major concerns has always been around originality and understanding that you are a voice. So more than just being, you are not a jester, you are not a clown. Whatever it is you're doing, there must be an underlying message. So that's always my major concern. That's why most people that have been through me, so most people that have been through my Immorality Academy, because so that's always been what's your message? In the funniness, what's the message? What are you addressing social issues? Are you addressing societal issues? Because naturally, people give their ears to a message that is funny. So you have a leverage most people don't have. So while deploying that weapon of yours, make sure that a message. So that's always my concern. So it's more than you just being funny. You have to give yourself to research. You have to really, really present yourself well. You are not clowning. That's my major issue.
Now, you talked about originality. How, and I know that it's an issue.
Yes, sir.
A number of people have come here. I think it was Larry J that was talking about some of your colleagues, some of them maybe even senior colleagues, I should say, would go the backstage and they are boxing each other and all those things. I want to confirm, first of all, is that true? Does that really happen?
Some even do it in a more strategic way. Like you are seated now. I sat down in the show and the comedian went on stage. I was like, Asiri used to say this thing, first one. Like Asiri would rightly say, you are respecting me and you are stealing my car. Like Asiri rightly said, I remember one thing that Asiri said one time, third one. So when they finally called me on stage, I just said, later I have performed though. But I was able to maneuver it was a challenge for me then, because but when I tweaked my jokes, so the kind of jokes I crack now, you can't steal it. There's no way, because I weave them around my life. I weave them around what is going on. I weave them around my stories. So you have to have my experience, because the when you are stealing, it won't even be sweet in your mouth. Couldn't do anyway. So, but in the beginning, the early years, people drop. So I realized that when you integrate your experiences into your materials and you add your personality, when your personality reveals in your material, it's always very difficult for people to stay in.
Yes, we're going to expound on that a bit. And I'll use this story I heard from Pastor Adeboye. I think it was at the 70th or so of Bishop Oyedepo. And he was like, that he came here. He's been following the message. Of course, it was a week-long celebration that, this has happened on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then he was the last person to speak. And that even on that Sunday morning, there's nothing for him to say again, because this person has said this, that person, that. Even Isaac Oyedepo, Pastor Isaac Oyedepo, he chose the exact scripture that he wanted to use.
I think I remember.
And then I said, this boy has stolen my sermon. So, in that kind of case, of course, he still had a thing or two to say, and even his perspective was much simpler, much bite-sized, and all of that. But speak to how your industry should be dealing with that from an industry perspective, at an industry level. Do you see a chance?
Yes.
Do you see? I apologize. Do you see a kind of regulation around that? You can't register your jokes, can you?
You can if you want to. I think you could patent. You could. I think there's a way, but
Oh, okay.
how many people? How much are you? And how many people will go through that stress, or how many materials do you even want to patent? So that's why I said the trick is in your personality. If you say he's a boy, and I say he's a boy, it sounds differently to two different people. So your originality, your password is in your personality. Is in your personality. That's where your perspective will draw from. So and in your that's why the bulk of the job is in the reputation that precedes you before you get to the stage. That's why sometimes you get on stage and people start laughing. You've not said anything. It's because the moment you showed up, your antecedent was just flowing in their mind. That's why I tell people it's about your personality. When you are an entertainer, when you're a comedian, people are monitoring you day in, day out. So and they bring those judgments. Like I, for instance, I'm a very gentle, shy person. I don't like noise. I don't like going outside. So, but people want to greet me based on the energy of the stage. Like, oh, because I crack jokes on stage, I jump around, I do this. So when they see me outside, so when I just say good, they think I'm funny. But that's me. I just want to greet you and go. You understand? So because I've been able to separate it. So it's about the personality for me. Regulation, no, where would the regulation come from? But Bovie is Bovie. Basket is basket. Alibaba is Alibaba. Okay Bakasi is okay Bakasi. Because see okay Bakasi, for instance, see the kind of jokes he cracks. Usually, even the way he starts, the way he weaves it, you go and steal it now. Shall now you go and bear sticks or what? So that's one thing I've learned.
So how do you think some of your colleagues can also evolve that personality? I saw a skit. Was it a skit? Well, it was an interview that was conducted with I think Bob Rowan Atkins.
Mr. Bean.
Mr. Bean.
Yeah.
The interviewer just told him, it's like anytime you pronounce anything, it's just funny. So everyone can use the word Bob, but when you sound the name Bob, it sounds funny. So, yeah, Bob. And they just gave him one or two scenarios. So how do you create that persona that is quote and unquote unstealable, patented to you, so to speak?
Usually, I think it comes with the years. It comes with years. It's like fine wine. The older it is, the better it's. Personality is not really something you go to school to learn. So I think after consistent exposure to the crafts, it begins to sink. I don't really think, I might be wrong, it's something you could structurally learn. I think it's something that the maturity, everything just start coming together over the years. So that's why you can't compare someone that has done 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. I watched one of Alibaba's performance recently in Canada, and you could see that all the jokes he cracked for 40 minutes, it was a chronicle of his life at some point. You could know that, okay, this is what this man would naturally gist you with. And it was funny. So you would have to have that kind of experience for you to have that kind of performance. So I think it comes with and then there are different styles also. Some people do slapstick. Some people go on stage, they give you one-liners. So there are different styles of comedy. Some people come on stage, is energy. Some people, it's eccentricity. So whichever one you choose, just grow in it. It's for our audience to see different vibes. So that's why 10 different comedians will come up and they will enjoy them differently. That's the beauty.
Very interesting. Now, I've been seeing your Asiri.
I don't need your opinion. By the way, I think that the team of that event want to put me in problem. Once people want to buy ticket like that, they will now say, but you said you don't need my opinion now. So I think I want to add a subtitle. I don't need your opinion, but I need your money. Because the team of the event is putting me in trouble. Okay. So
tell us about it. Before you do for the upcoming one, I see that there's been a series all over, down through the past few months.
Yeah.
Are you telling a story with the tours?
Is series as in videos?
No. Series of the events.
Yes. Like the first one was Open Secret. That was me revealing some things people don't know about me. That was why the virginity issue came up. So most of my shows, they're always tailored towards something. So I don't need the opinion. I won't reveal too much, but I'm talking about some things. And at the end of the show, that day, September 28th, at a hotels and suites. You will now decide whether I need your opinion or I don't need your opinion. They are very salient points, but I can't review them now. So it comes with you coming to the show September 28th, and you will know whether I need your opinion. But as for you, sir, before I leave here, I need your money.
Okay, so the reason I asked is because for every comedy show that people go to, we actually need it.
Yeah.
But let me ask you, because there's also that opinion out there as to whether or not we have enough comedians in the country. The reason is when they look at what comedians do, what comedy is doing for the people, they're saying, okay, a good number of comedians are domesticated in Lagos, in Abuja, in Port Harcourt, but maybe not in so many other parts of the country, like in the north, and the east, and the south, and all of that.
Yeah. Well, for instance, I served in Delta State. One of the most original and natural set of comedians come from that side, even from their accents. I started my career in Ibadan before I moved to Lagos. Lagos is a commercial hub. You can't compare the opportunities that is available here with any other part of the country. So I will not blame anyone that come here to seek greater expression. So, but one of the things I see most people doing now is that when they gain traction here, you should be conscious of going back home, bring up some people also, let them then go back and,
Like mentorship programs.
yes, whatever it is that gave you the light.
Because what you said about Delta State, for instance, is quite iconic. There are those who believe that some cultures are just naturally funny. The Warri native is a natural comedian.
Yeah.
And you also spoke to Ibadan.
Yeah.
It's the peculiarity of
the usage of words, yes.
Ah.
Not to now talk of Ijebu, not to now talk of Ilesha, Kinsio, or Ondo. Have you heard Ondo people talking? When they are really talking, they don't need to be funny. When you start hearing those things, you will laugh. Or Ijesha people, or Ibadan people, the way they insult you with questions is funny. They will never insult you directly that you are not okay. They say, Badun. So you won't know whether to be angry or okay. It's just so all cultures. Comedy is cultural. And comedy is cultural. That's why most time when we even watch the likes of the Chris Rocks, this thing, sometimes you can't really relate.
Yeah.
There was what I was listening to one of Chris Rock jokes like 3 years back. He was talking about Lululemon. I didn't understand what he was saying until I went to the States and I realized, oh, Lululemon is a store in the United States. You understand? So it's cultural. So as much as we are trying to form woke, so some things they say that they are not funny to us.
You remind me of a script that he's now an academic. Wrote many years ago for a radio program about Ijebu dialect. He said something like Biodun. Show te pana yen. Meti po. Abralapu. Pa. Po. I was blown away and I've not forgotten
Which
it.
can easily translate to pa is present tense, po is past tense, and pu is past participle.
Exactly.
So te pa. Po.
Meti po. So tell us again about this the event.
So I don't need your opinion. It's going to be mind blowing.
When you say you don't need my opinion, I am not giving you my opinion. No. You have to buy it. I'm a consultant.
After the show, I know that's why I say I don't need your opinion, but I need your attendance. I need your attendance. So I'm doing another command performance by the grace of God, and I have so many artists also present, so many musical artists. I have like 4 of them that surprise music artists. I won't tell you their names. They are coming, big ones. I have so many of my colleagues, comedian friends coming. I also will be performing, and I also will be unveiling my new book that day, my 6th published work that day, and so it's going to be a power-packed event. I know you will be there, so I don't need your opinion. September 28th, you have to be there. Go to all my social media. You will see details about the event there.
Well, at this juncture.
Like they will say, most people say at this junction.
Thank you so much for your time this morning. Asiri Comedy, Damilare Oluwasegun. Asiri comedian, author, and speaker, founder of Humorality Club. No, it's not immorality, it's humorality.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you again for your time, and wish you all the best all the time.
Sir. Thank you, sir.
And that's the show this morning. Thank you again for the privilege of being a part of your Saturday. I'm Ayo Makinde. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Bye for now.